I have a 6-figure base. So my base salary is over 100 grand, let's just say. And then I get commission and incentive package as well, and I get shares. So shares is a part of my compensation. Every year they give you like allocations, stocks in the business, and the incentive is to keep you in the business, helping the business grow. And if they do well, your shares appreciate, basically, you make more money that way as well. So let's just say in a good year, I can see north of 250K, maybe, or even more. I've had years where I've done more than that. I've had years when I've done less than that. So yeah, it just depends on your performance and what you choose to do with it. So go on.
No, I was going to say, so about how did you get this role? Because obviously, I think you said you're head of sales
director.
Sales director, cool. But obviously, you started in mechanical engineering?
Material science and engineering. So I started my career working in the bank.
Okay.
So I worked at RBS, and I remember this because in my first 2 weeks at RBS, my line manager, she'd been there for like, I don't know, about 20 years or something. The next team next to us, the line manager had been there. He's a graduate student doing his rotation, his grad scheme, and he's on the same level as this lady who's been there for 20 odd years. And I didn't study banking, so to me I thought like, if I need to progress here, this student can just come in and just be a manager, and I can work for 20 years and be like this lady. So I didn't last very long in the banking, let's say. I moved away from that to think, let me go and do what I studied, because I'll probably have a better chance of progressing. So I moved to work for a company called, at the time they called Rolled Alloys, now they're called Neo Nickel. But they were selling specialty alloys, metals basically, into technical industries like aerospace, oil and gas, chemical production industries, things like that. So I joined them as a metallurgist, which is a metals engineer, and my job was to help them specify materials for different applications. So let's say an oil company wants to put a flange.
What's a flange?
A flange is literally it's almost like a valve that stops, like it controls like flow of product.
Okay, yeah.
So they want to go downhole or subsea, let's say under the sea, where they're drilling oil. They want to put like a completion down there, and they need a material that can withstand the atmosphere, the corrosion, the pressure, all the elements. Then I'll go and test the material and certify the material to be sufficient to be used in an application.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So that's how I started my career, doing that. And that allowed me to go to customer visits when they had failures, like a failure when something breaks down. Then it still happen. I'll do like a root cause analysis to understand what caused that and what they can do to. So I started doing a bit of like sales, if you will, going with, as an engineer, going with the salespeople to go and see customers and helping them resolve the issues, and then potentially getting our product specified in the application to go and then sell.
Okay.
So that's how I did that. And then at 24 years old, 25 years old, the company I was working for at the time, the CEO thought that he liked me, and him and I had a conversation recently actually, and I'll tell you about it later, but he gave me a chance to go and run 2 facilities for them in the US. Because I had the president who was working in the US, but it was a small business, but he was coming to retirement age. And other people who could do that in the business, they were older, they had families, so it was difficult for them to do that. But I was 24, 25, and I was ambitious, and he was like, okay, I think you can do it. Go out there and run the business.
So how long were you in America for?
2 years. So I was between Portland, Oregon, and Houston, Texas. So I was running facilities. Well, I helped them restructure the facilities to make it more efficient. Then I was basically helping them set up the operations to make sure that just perform better, essentially.
Do you think that moment was a key moment in your career, and that's what boosted you to get to exactly where you are right now?
Yeah, I'll say it gave me exposure, right? So I call it an unofficial grad scheme. So I worked across the entire business. So I did quality, I was even working in the warehouse. I learned to drive a fork truck. So I wanted to make sure that as a young man coming to the US, telling these older men who've been there 30, 40 years to do that, and they're like, what do you know? So I want to make sure that I could actually do it myself. So I learned to drive a fork truck. I was working in the factory myself. So if I was trying to do something, they knew that I could do it. I know what I'm talking about. So that really, it wasn't successful at first, and I went back again and I gave another go. That moment helped me definitely, move to what I'm doing now. But it's not like you think. I got made redundant. Well, I got offered redundancy. So do you remember like in 2015 when there was like a global oil crisis, when there was like oil prices dropped?
Yeah.
I was an expat, obviously working in the US, so I was expensive.
Yeah.
So the business felt like they had a lot of projects that weren't coming to fruition because no one was basically putting money into oil as much at that point. So there was a lot of financial challenges in the business. So they needed somebody to help them grow into new markets. So they offered me redundancy, and I found out that they were looking for somebody to be a sales manager, basically, to help them grow into new markets. So I applied for that job. I said, being a smart ass, I Googled and figured out that when a company offers you redundancy, they have to try and give you a job that you can do. That's something that people don't know, right? If somebody's offering redundancy, they have to basically try and give you, or try and to find you a suitable alternative employment before they let go of you. And when I found out that they were trying to hire somebody else, I put my application in, and I did a 3-hour interview with a company that I'd worked for 2 years at that point. So I did a 3-hour interview, and they gave me the chance, and so I went into sales. No training, no experience, no mentor. I was working closely with the CEO. He was a very entrepreneurial guy, and he just basically gave me the chance. We identified the market we wanted to go into, and my job was trying to map out the market, find out where we can play in that market, and then target a way to make sales into that market. So so I was selling alloys, metal into 3 places. So in Tunisia, in Morocco, because that's where phosphoric acid was being produced mostly, and then also in Florida, a big company called Mosaic was based out there. So I was basically, started traveling for work a lot more. So that's when I started traveling a bit more, going out to these places where I had no experience, nothing. So let's just sink or swim. So that kind of gave
Florida,
me. Florida, right?
When a man laughs like that, he's been to booby trap. Boys, he's been the laugh gone louder.
What's that? What's that place called?
A place of philanthropy.
Yeah, charity place.
Yeah, charity place.
I know about that place.
Yeah. Good charity work there.
Yeah, similar to that Tootsie's place as well. Right?
Yeah. I know a charitable place.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you must have had fun in Florida. We all did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Especially being British as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So the role that you're in now, obviously, to me, obviously not being in that industry, and I'm not being privy to it, you said something about a metallurgist or something like that.
Metallurgist.
Didn't even know that was real. So the role you're in now, were you? Yeah, basically Iron Man. So the role you're in now, were you recruited for it, or did you apply like you kind of did with this one?
So after doing that job, doing the sales manager job for a couple of years, somebody recruited me to come and work in Mitcham. It's a factory in Mitcham for a company called Carclo. So that company is a medical injection molding business.
Mitcham.
Mitcham, yeah. So
you went from Florida to Mitcham.
I moved from Florida to Manchester, and I moved down to London in 2017 for this job here.
Good.
It was kind of like a storm basically, because my brother was coming to the UK to do his masters, to do his university here as well. Yeah. So I moved to London, and he went to the University of London, so we both lived together to help out with the cost and everything as well. So it worked out literally. Yeah. So August 2017, I got this job in Mitcham. My brother moves to London, and I've been in this area since then basically. But working in this business allowed me to get more exposure into medical manufacturing, but only on the molding side. And after a couple of years of doing that, I decided to do an MBA. So that's my second master's basically. So I did undergrad master's in engineering, and then I wanted to do like a business course. MBA is basically a degree that all or most executives in big companies do.